landscape of the AFC, do we really think that the Patriots, as of right now, is going to come out of the AFC? I have a hard time thinking so.
Panic mode, Max, because it was his former coach. So the two bad losses were against former defensive coaches.
Panic mode because they play in the AFC East, so they have a free ticket to the playoffs every single year. But they ain't going to do much in the playoffs because they're not going to win their road games. Stephen A. pointed it out. They have 3 losses now, all on the road. And by the way, Tom Brady has a wet noodle for an arm right now. Say what it is. Let's just say what it is. They're dinking and dunking teams to death. And when they can't do that, and Damien and I were chopping it up before the show started about Gronkowski. Gronk isn't the same.
Oh, yeah,
and now
we
not
all
on the
know
field,
that.
yes, but not the same. So now you don't have an elite playmaking difference maker on offense. You have a quarterback who really can't throw the ball down the field very well.
Really?
What blasphemy! What audacity Max Kellerman of ESPN has. And I'll tell you what, they've been getting worse and worse over there on ESPN. That's one of the reasons why we started this project on the Weekly Fanatic. Wet noodle, dink and dunk, can't throw the ball down the field, can't put mustard on the ball. I mean, he's just savaging the man. I mean, truly, he's savaging the man. And does Brady deserve it? Well, let's look at the tape. Let's look at the actual tape of the greatest quarterback of all time. These are some of his most recent throws against Tennessee and the Texans. Here's a 44-yard pass with perfect accuracy. And here's a 33-yard pass to Edelman. Or 30 yards, excuse me. 35-yard in double coverage. Perfect accuracy, you will note. Perfect in the corner of the end zone. 20-yard pass. So what is Max Kellerman talking about? Every time the Patriots lose, he's like, "See, I was right. This is Tom's last year. See? I told you. I was right." Look at that. Just perfect. Double coverage. Pretty much all of his prettiest passes that I could find are in double coverage. And Brady doesn't need to throw that. The reason Brady doesn't, he's not Matt Stafford. He's not Aaron Rodgers. That's not his game, is to chuck the ball down the field. This is his most recent Super Bowl where he set a record. He did lose, but he set a record for 505 yards throwing. And he's at the age of 40. This is not that long ago. People act like this is like a couple years ago or something. This is last year. He was in the Super Bowl at the age of 40, passing. Anyway, the real reason Tom doesn't even throw down the field often, though, is because he never needs to. He's so incredibly accurate that he can dart 10 to 15-yard chunks past your linebackers until your defense is way too exhausted from covering down the middle of the field. And when this works good, when his team is rolling, when everyone's catching everything and everything's going well, which actually I'll show you an example of when that isn't happening right now. Here's 2 plays from the last loss against the Titans, the beatdown that the Patriots received. And here is one of them right here. Josh Gordon from the. Look at this. So if you're not watching it, he just slips. No, I'll go back to that. He just slips. Oh, whoops. Oh, geez. Oh, but they're going to say Brady missed that throw, even though he overthrew it. And then this, it looks like it's supposed to be a curl, and he kind of just forgets. He's like, oh, shit, I was supposed to curl there. Or shoot, excuse me. Oh, man. I mean, Brady can't do it all by himself. That was just last week. But this is him in the Super Bowl. And that just brings me to my other point that when he can throw, when he can make the defense shift in the middle of the field like he does, like he always has since he was a young quarterback, he can throw deep effectively once or twice down the field, which is what you see. He's never been a deep thrower like Max Kellerman's saying. That's why he can last this long, because his offense isn't predicated on that. And also why he's able to have 200 different running backs, because he controls the middle of the field with his passes. He can throw into double coverage in the back of someone's ear if he really feels like it. He's that accurate. And he's still accurate, and he still has a great arm. You saw this throw that I just showed you. This was just last week. Just bullets. You'll notice the speed in which he threw the ball, too. It's not just like he's wet noodling the ball. He just whipped it. That was about as fast as anyone can throw it. Max, do you even watch football? You consistently make bad points about sports, and you're a pretty bad replacement for Skip Bayless, because at least he was genuinely crazy. You're trying way too hard, bud. And that's the rebuttal from the Weekly Fanatic. Have an excellent evening, everybody that watched. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share if you liked it, or comment and tell us why we suck. Peace.